Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the quickfire assumptions challenge. I've done the assumption tag, I think it was called that before, but I saw Helen Anderson do this quickfire version of that and I thought it was really cool to kind of just be like throwing questions at and having to answer openly and honestly on the spot without thinking time and like that process of like working out what you're gonna say. So this is basically assumptions that you guys have sent in about me and my life and what you think, I don't know, I get up to in my spare time, or the things I think about, or just like parts of my personality and stuff that I don't show online, I guess. And I'm going to do an oath. I don't know, what do they say when you're honest? I'm gonna declare that I will be honest throughout this video, unless someone's gonna ask something that's like, what's your social security number? I've got Adam on my left here.
Hello.
And he's gonna be reading out your assumptions. I'm keeping them anonymous. Let's just dive right on in. I'm just kidding.
Shall I wait till you've had a sip first?
Honest tea.
Right, let's go. You can't imagine yourself having a natural hair colour ever again.
No, unless I'm old and grey. That's the first natural hair colour I think of, grey hair when I get old.
You and Adam will grow old together.
Aww, yeah, I think so. I hope so. I don't know how I'm supposed to answer that. That's a lovely assumption. I assume the same thing.
You love your spirituality, but you struggle to get some people to fully understand it.
Yeah, but I'm not too bothered about that unless they are gonna bash my beliefs and stuff. I don't really care if people don't agree with what I believe in, as long as they respect it and I respect them too. And they don't make me feel like I'm a crazy person. You know, when you like tell someone what you believe in, they're looking at you like, okay. That's all I care about, really.
You sometimes think what it would be like if you decided to do something else other than YouTube.
Yes, all the time. More so as I get older as well. Like I think about that a lot. Like a couple of years ago I probably would have said, no way, I love this, I would never even entertain the idea of doing something else, but something will pop in my head and I'll be like, oh, I wonder what that would be like, or oh, maybe I should try developing on that skill, or like daily thoughts like that. I guess just shower thoughts, but you've always got to challenge yourself. You can't always do the same thing, so I'm always thinking of doing like different bits on the side, for sure.
You miss eating bacon.
Never really liked bacon actually. I much more miss like chicken, like KFC. But I really miss like the process of cooking bacon because it's just like, I don't know, ASMR to me.
You accidentally forget to reply to certain people you don't want to talk to or don't like.
What, accidentally as in like it's fake accident? Yes, I feel like a lot of people probably do that. Like they say, oh, forgot. But actually, the thing is though, I do forget as well. But everyone does that, right? Adam's like, no, you bitch.
You're kind by nature, but sometimes you just want to go ham and have a go at people.
Yeah, I think I'm a little bit impulsive in that way. Like I'll be this nice person and very chill and kind, and then something will annoy me and I just kind of switch. But I don't like that side of me, so I don't let her come out very often. I put her in a little box.
You smell like candy floss perfume.
I like sweet perfumes. Do I? No.
You worry about how others are feeling.
About me or in general? Does that mean feelings as in like their emotions? Yeah, and also that's more of like an intrusive feeling I have. So like if someone walks into the room, I won't think, oh, I wonder if they're okay, I hope they're okay. Instead, my body will be like trying to home in on their emotions, if that makes sense. It's like a natural thing that I do, and like I will mirror that person's body language and like emotions that they're giving off on their face and stuff. I guess that's an empath thing. Because of that, yes, I'm always wondering what someone's feeling and experiencing at that point in time.
You'll move back to Brighton one day.
Ooh. Oh God, who knows? I once said that I'd never, ever move up north when I first met Adam, so maybe. I mean, the chances are quite high because my whole family are there, so...
You're a family-oriented person and want lots of children in future.
I'm a family-orientated person, yes, but I don't know if I want lots of children because I'm so conflicted about it. Like, I grew up wanting children. I saw myself as a motherly figure, but then when I got to the age that I thought I'd be having kids, I'm like, oh, kids. I don't know, man. I'll always be family-orientated, but I don't know about children yet.
You read tarot because you're actually psychic, but don't tell anyone because just in case people see you in a different way, and that's not what you stand for on your YouTube channel.
No, I wish I wish that was the case. I wish I was like, better ease my way into telling everyone I'm a psychic by saying I read cards. No, actually, that's quite the opposite. Like, I read cards because I don't have that natural ability just to pick up on things, unfortunately. And I feel like I can pick up on things if I have the images and the cards to like help me with that and to like trigger those thoughts, but I can't do it on my own. But one day I wish I can develop on that. I might join like a psychic circle and like try and do that, because apparently everyone's got the power, but we don't practice it enough.
You have a wild sex life and you're into dom and sub.
I mean, I would say I'm a very like kink positive person in the sense of don't knock anything till you try it, and like saying that is like basically me being like open to mostly anything. Like, why not try anything and everything? In terms of what I prefer myself, I would say yes, I am, but I don't know if that necessarily means you're like wild. What was it? Wild?
Wild sex life, man.
Okay, well, I don't know, isn't that subjective? If you think that is wild, then sure, but I think that anyone should just give everything a whirl and see what happens, see what sticks. Throw it and see what sticks to the wall.
Poly relationships fascinate you?
Yes. There's very few things that I've like heard about different people's lifestyles before and been like, that makes sense, or that sounds cool, but being poly is one of them because it just seems so, in like an ideal situation where everything's like healthy and great, it seems really cool and like, did she say fascinating?
Poly relationships fascinate you?
Yeah, fascinating. So yeah, I agree. You are correct.
You and your boyfriend are facing problems in your relationship, like every other relationship right now.
Oh, no. No, I think we're pretty good. I feel bad now, not to like rub it in or anything, but we're like working at home together and it's quite cushy.
You like to eat ladybugs before you sleep?
Yes, correct.
The Ellie we see on camera is not the real life Ellie.
Ooh.
We're seeing a performance.
Ooh. Partly? Is that a word? When you're on camera, if anyone watching this has ever put a camera up in front of their face before, no matter how many times you've done it, you do still have a persona and you are like in filming mode, like you're in professional mode. It sounds a bit cringe, but at the end of the day, you're putting your face on the internet. You can't be exactly the same person because I think there's certain things you might need to be careful with what you're saying, or there's certain parts of you that maybe you don't want the world to see, whether that's because it's vulnerable or you're trying to stick to a certain theme on your channel or something. So yes, but nothing's made up. It's more that I like to bring forward the parts of myself that I prefer and the parts that I would be happy to watch in someone else's videos, if that makes sense. Yeah.
People often copy you and that annoys you.
I don't think they often copy me, but I don't like being copied. It does irritate me a little bit. So, no, but yes.
You don't feel like a grown-up?
No. I grew to 15 and I got stuck at 15.
You're stressed about money and or bills every month?
Yes. since moving, I understand like how that becomes pretty much an everyday occurring thought. It's like you're having a shower and all of a sudden your brain's like, bills. You're like, oh yeah, that's the thing.
You drink to escape the routine of being a YouTuber and just be yourself first.
Escape the routine of being a YouTuber. That's an interesting thing because there isn't much to escape. Your life is so like free in it, and like well, most YouTubers' lives will be authentic that you watch online. So like the only thing I'll be escaping when I drink alcohol is I guess just mundane routine. Like my YouTube routine is quite fun, but the drinking comes in when like you just want to like let loose a bit. Like instead of just sitting and watching TV at the weekend, it's like let's crack open a bottle and play some games. It's more like a way to have fun, connect with people a bit more. I feel like drink makes everyone a bit more open and like silly. And yeah, I guess you can be a bit more yourself when you drink alcohol. And I did used to drink alcohol quite a lot to make that come out a bit more, but I've got better at that now, I'd say.
You are secretly really insecure about your body.
Certain parts of it, like everyone will have their own dodgy areas. But I wouldn't say it's a secret. Like I've always been open about that. So I'll be open about the things I like because I think it's important, self-love and all that. But I'll also be open about what I don't like because it makes people realise that actually it's okay to feel uncertain about some of your features. Probably my boobs I don't really like, and my double chin. But you didn't ask that. I don't know why I told you that.
You don't really like your boyfriend.
What? Oh god, correct. Of course I do. Love him more than anything.
You don't like iron brew.
I do like iron brew actually. I'm not massive on fizzy drinks, but I'll take iron brew.
When you're outdoors, you want to stay indoors. When you're indoors, you want to go outdoors.
That is so me. That's probably the most accurate assumption anyone's given in this video.
You could win against Nisi in a YouTube boxing match.
No, I feel like she's probably punched a few punches more than me and got in a few more fights, so...
You and Adam are secretly engaged.
I would not keep that secret. I would shout it from the rooftops and I'd be like, no, we're not. But I can imagine why someone might think that. I don't know why. I kind of goof off a lot about him, so maybe that might seem like annoying over the past 3-4 years. So you're like, surely he's put a finger on that. A finger on that? A ring on that.
You've remained friends with Kyle.
No. I don't think we have anything in common these days. So even if we tried, it would be very awkward because we wouldn't have anything to say.
What's your worst trait?
Well, that's not an assumption. You have to assume my worst trait.
That is a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah. Skip.
Okay, I'll move. You wish you had a job alongside YouTube.
Ooh, that's something else I think about a lot. And I think yes is like the short answer. There's more pressure when you don't have anything else to fall back on. But the reason why I haven't is because I can't decide on what I want to do that I would be as happy with, because doing YouTube is a pretty high standard to try and find something else that's like a fraction as enjoyable. So yes, but I don't really know what it is that I want to do that would give me the freedom to continue doing YouTube as much as I am.
You sometimes wish you'd never dyed your hair bright colours.
No. I don't think that thought has ever occurred in my brain.
You'll be buying a house up north in a few years rather than down south.
Ooh. I think that's probably more likely because I can't afford southern houses. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, possibly. You basically are assuming as much as I'm assuming because I don't know. We're on the same page, girl.
A lot of people find you weird.
Nah. Maybe? I don't know. I don't think so. I keep a lot of my weirdness inside.
You seem sweet and innocent, but you're super kinky.
I don't think I'm super kinky. Maybe, well, what I will say is, I feel like when I open up about certain kinks I have, people are often like, really? So like, I guess it does surprise them. But at the end of the day, I think you can be quite like innocent looking, but quite kinky in the head. Like, I don't think those two things correlate with each other anyway, so.
You used to smoke cigarettes, or at least have tried it.
Yes, I have tried it. Like, I would never tell anyone, oh, I'm a smoker or I smoke. But when I did try smoking, I didn't stop for like ages and was like obsessive with it, because you're like trying new things, aren't you? But that was probably like for a few months, and then I got bored. So I won't even say gave up, because I didn't even have an addiction or anything.
You wish you weighed less.
Yeah, I do, because no matter how many times I try and weigh less, it comes creeping on back.
You can sing.
I try, and I don't have a great singing voice, but it's better than it used to be because I practice.
You and Adam could get through any form of relationship problem, from secrets to cheating, because you're both so understanding.
I think so. We're both quite level-headed. Me being the less level-headed out of the two of us is also quite open. So Adam will be like the logical voice on the table, and then I will maybe think about that and have time to ponder over what he said, and then come to a like rational conclusion. So in that way we work together quite well. But I don't think we'll cheat on each other because the other's likely to be okay about it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we can talk through quite a lot of things, but we never have needed to.
You can't leave the house without wearing makeup.
If I do, I really do struggle. I left the house without makeup on the other day for the first time in probably months and months and months and months, and it was like midnight, so no one would see me. And even then I was a bit like on edge. If I don't have concealer and mascara on, I just feel a bit funny. If I don't have any concealer on, whew, that's a big deal. It's kind of bad, that, isn't it, when you think about it?
You would love to go full vegetarian, but you love fish.
Well, yeah, I would struggle with fish because I've replaced all of my meat alternatives with fish things, really. I eat so much fish now, way more than I used to when I ate everything. So yeah, I would struggle.
I don't really get this one. If you could, you would open a Pomeranian farm.
Pomeranian, isn't that like illegal?
What are you going to farm it for?
Well, money, like...
breeding them.
A breeding farm, no. Unless you just mean like, yeah, they're going to just start spontaneously laying eggs and I could make the cash money. No,
Pom eggs.
I wouldn't do that because that's mean. What I would do is open a Pomeranian rescue centre. Thank you very much. And all the Poms would come to me and I'd look after them and then give them to their new owners, and I'll cry about it afterwards.
You've spent over £1,000 on hair dye this year alone.
No. Well, I get a lot of my hair dye for free. That's a confession. From Blue Banana. But if I do spend my own money on hair dye tubs are only like a $5 a bottle.
You think that every penis looks gross?
No. I think most body parts can look funny in their own ways. Like a bum can look funny 1 minute and the next minute you're like, damn. And then like a foo-foo can look funny and a willy flying around and some balls can look funny. But no, I don't think that they're gross. That's mean.
You've slept with a girl.
Nope. Oh, I was going to say, have I? Because you paused, I was like, wait.
You and Adam want different things in the future in terms of settling down, starting a family and pets.
Actually, we're both on the same page in the sense of growing up, wanting kids and being like a young parent. And then we've got to the age where we are now, and we're like, oh, does that go well with how we want to live our lives right now? The only difference I think we have, because everything else seems the same, even like our ideal house and home and what that would look like, it's all pretty similar, but the pet situation's different, because I want to have animals, but I mean, Adam would, but he's also allergic and doesn't love dogs as much as I do, so would probably prefer cats. That's it, really. I mean, luckily, that's the only difference we have.
Lockdown has put a strain on yours and Adam's relationship.
No. I tell you what, the only thing it has done to our relationship, and that's nothing to do with lockdown, it's actually to do with like general 2020 meltdowns happening right now, is it's made us have the most interesting conversations. Like, we have had some of the deepest chats and like debates or like discussions. There's a lot to talk about right now, and I've got no one else to talk about it with because we're obviously stuck in the house together. So like, we're talking about everything and anything right now. I think it's interesting to open up about these different topics that you probably wouldn't have if it wasn't for all of the different things going on right now. So we've had some like really intense conversations.
You love that YouTube is your career, but wish you made a little bit more money so you could treat yourself more.
Yes, but I wish that I made more money so I could make more stuff rather than treat myself. I feel like the only thing I would treat myself in is holidays. I don't really care about much else. However, the money I think would go more towards just creating stuff. Like, the amount of times I'm like, oh, I want to do this thing, and I'm like, oh, can't do that, I haven't got the money. And so then that, you know, stops me from creating to make more money. It's like an ongoing vicious cycle.
You will never visit India. It's in capital letters, sorry.
I will probably, hopefully one day. I would like to. Actually, yeah, because my cousin keeps on pestering me to go. Apparently it's beautiful, so I'll go just for her.
You have no money worries?
No, I do.
You are fun-loving and creative.
I'd like to think so, yes.
You regret starting YouTube?
No, that's one thing I'm very far from regretful about.
You and Adam almost broke up?
No. Literally no, ever.
You are bisexual?
Similarly to what I was saying about poly lifestyle, sexuality-wise, the only thing that I've ever heard and been like, wow about was pansexuality. And that's kind of similar to bisexuality, but the main difference is it's not in any way associated to gender. So rather saying Susan likes girls and boys, it's like Susan likes this person because they are creative, beautiful, caring, nice. I believe that was what most people judge their feelings by, like the way someone is. Like, I grew up just assuming that we see one another for their personality and their like body language and their aura and like their soul and however deep you want to get into it. But turns out that's not the case. Gender's a pretty big part to play. So I kind of assumed that I was straight, but then that didn't really resonate with me as much as I felt it did for like my friends and family and stuff who were straight. And then I heard about like, oh, there's a thing called pansexual. I was like, that sounds a lot more fitting, because I never liked the idea of saying that I was bisexual, because I felt like I wasn't truly like what that should be.
You are afraid that Adam will someday leave you for someone else?
No. This might sound a bit harsh, but like, I've got to a point now where I have enough respect for myself. If Adam wanted to, then I wouldn't want to be with him, because I want to be with someone who is in love with me and wants to stay with me, and I don't want to put up a fight for that. Do you know what I mean? That might sound really horrible, but like, you've got to realise you need to be with the person who makes you feel wanted. If Ellie could hear me now 5 years ago, she'd be like, are you high? Because it took me a while to figure that out.
You want to quit YouTube because of your low views, even though you have a lot of subs?
No. I mean, it's sure, it sucks sometimes, but like, I would never be like, I'm quitting, because I enjoy what I do anyway, which is what I say to everyone when they say, should I start a YouTube channel? What if it doesn't work out? That's not the reason you start a YouTube channel. You start a YouTube channel because you enjoy filming and documenting and editing. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
You have a lot of friends?
Not really, no. I don't really want a lot of friends either. I like having a small circle of friends.
Do you find it hard to make friends because of anxiety?
Yes, but once again, I don't want a lot of friends. But no, it does get in the way sometimes. When I see someone, I'm like, oh, we'd get along. But then there's that wall I have there, and I'm like trying to like show them that I'm like them, but they might not see me as someone who would be a good friend for them because I look like an anxious mess, when actually I can come out of that if I try.
You hate your upstairs neighbour.
Yes. I thought we'd be good friends, but I physically cannot do it now. Too much anger's there in my heart. How did I do?
Pretty well.
I think a lot of the things I wanted to say wasn't coming out properly because there was so much pressure there. It was quite nerve-wracking doing this. My tea is empty though, so tea's been drunk, questions have been spilled. Maybe if you've got any ideas for other quickfire things I could do, that might be fun. Let me know, as long as it's not maths. You can join me on social media such as Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. I'm on Patreon if you want to support me on there. I do tarot readings if you want a bit one of those. I'm on YouNow if you want to see me live stream every now and again. Big thank you in particular for Eileen, Kelly, Levi, Lisa, Louise, Stevo, Zara and Tony. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Bye bye.